Play us a song.
For some context on breaking my thumb, I was at a one-wheel racing event up in San Jose. It was the Western Qualifiers, and I was going hard. This is some of the most intense one-wheeling I've ever done in my whole life. Some of the best one-wheeling I've done in my whole life, too. And I placed well. I got through everything. It did okay. And it was all of the sketchy stuff, I was fine. Totally fine, uninjured, except for like the falls that I took that bruised me up. That's fine. It was literally like a few minutes before the awards ceremony. It wasn't even awards. It was like literally them saying who had the top 8 times out of the 80 people that showed up. And
were you one of those guys?
No, I was not. I ranked 26th, which I was pretty disappointed with, to be honest. But I was only a few seconds away from the top 15. And I had my first... Now we're talking about one-wheeling, and I want to defend my position here. Yeah, basically, I could have gone a little faster. I know I could have gone faster, but I wanted to have a clean run because every time you fell off one of the features, you had a 10-second penalty. And so my first run, I was focused on making a clean run, being conservative, and I was. And I still laid down a pretty fast time. But the second run, I was like, okay, time to go fast. And I was booking it so hard. I was doing well, but then I fell off a couple features and took like 20 seconds of penalties, so that time was... was gross. So yeah, whatever. I get to the end of the day. I'm not expecting to place well, and I'm just kind of like, it's at a skate park. It's Lake Cunningham skate park up in San Jose, and super awesome place. If we ever get a chance to go back there, we got to go back there. And so there's this huge tunnel. It's like a big tunnel that goes down into the skate park thing, and I was just riding around the outside of it, and I had some friends up on top of the tunnel. And I was looking ahead, and I see that there's nothing ahead of me. There's some shadows from a rail up above onto the sidewalk there. I'm like, okay. And I look back up to my friends who are up on top of the big tunnel thing, and Bodie was one of the guys, and one of the best one-wheelers out there, just saying. I didn't see the rail that was blending in perfectly with the shadows. It was perfectly front on, so it just looked like a strip that was the exact same shape and color as the shadows from the rail up above. And it perfectly coincided. I just didn't see it, and I hit it. And so it stopped the one wheel flat. I fly forward, I sandwich my hand between the rail and my hip. I continue to flip over. My feet are now up in the air, and I'm sliding along on my helmet upside down before eventually falling over on the backside, and I'm like completely dazed. Some of the guys who ran over who had seen it said that I was knocked out because I was kind of there for a few seconds. Then I tried to get up and I collapsed back down. And I'm like, ugh.
Wow.
We checked for a concussion. No concussion. I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Pretty sure. And yeah, and so I was like, okay. And so I get up and I'm like, man, my hand hurts. And I press it and I just feel it shift. And I'm like, okay, this is either broken or dislocated. I've never heard of this spot dislocating, but I assume it's possible. And so Jan didn't actually, I was there at the competition with Jan. He wasn't at that specific spot, but he was around the corner. So he came around. I'm like, all right, Jan, we got to go. I broke my hand. And he's like, what? And yeah, because apparently I was so casual about it that he just didn't quite believe me at first. This is something I've learned about myself when it comes to like traumatic moments. I tend to get very calm and focused and clear-headed, which
that's good.
Thank God. I tend to not panic in extreme situations like that.